the Christianity faith that they have right now. If you want to have those conversations, it's okay to have those conversations without having to say,
Right.
I'm right, you're wrong, you're dumb, you're ignorant, you're asleep, I'm
Right.
awake. There's no need for insulting one another. Let's just have those conversations
Right.
because then we can try to figure out maybe there are some better ways of doing things daily on a regular basis for us all to give us the peace, to give us the harmony, to give us the joy that we have while we are here alive. You know what I mean? To get the best out of it.
Right.
It's not argumentative because, okay, what does being the smartest person mean anyway? What does knowing the most mean anyway?
Right.
Okay, what does that mean?
Ooh. But like you saying,
Yes, sir.
again, it don't took me a lot of years to even start, just thinking about this stuff. And I was inquisitive when I was young, but even when we was kids, we was taught, hey, don't ask no stupid questions or dumb. A lot of us were. But, in a lot of ways, things are changing because it's kind of forced, too, to, you got classrooms where you got people from different cultures and stuff like that. It wasn't as much when I was growing up, and probably yourself, but now you have a lot of people that's coming into this understanding of different cultures, different religions, and being able to embrace everybody based on that we all the same, really, even though we're different. But we're more
Yes,
the
sir.
same than we are different. And just on that basis alone, we should have this understanding that we all still have this same property. And that's enough for me. That's enough for me to know that we all gonna bleed, we all gonna die, we all breathe. So, I think that we should be able to at least sit down and listen to where somebody's coming from, because everybody's culture is different. Like, what's taking this grave disrespect over here is respectful in another native land. When you look at so some places, right, you got to go ask the father for the hand in marriage, or that's looked at as disrespectful if you don't. But some cultures you don't have to do that.
Well,
So if you don't understand this, and you just say your culture is wrong, remember, this is not a universal thing. Universal truths never change, but some cultures are change. You remember the movie Coming to America? That's what
Yes.
that was kind of about. He was going against the social norms. I just came to my mind when I was talking about
you're right.
this.
He bucked the system.
He wanted to marry
was
who
going
he wanted
against
to
what was-
marry.
Yeah. Because they have traditions, they had customs, and he went against that. And
Right.
so everybody questioned him, what's wrong with you? He got what he
Right.
wanted at the end of the day, but he ventured out to do
Right.
that. Had he not, he'd have still been there just existing in the cultures, I guess, in the customs, as you say, and not really been fully happy. I know it was a
Right.
movie or whatever, but again, we just kind of break it down the concept of
Right.
falling into customs and things of that nature. So don't y'all get to tripping and just say we trying to make a movie, some serious stuff.
Right.
We just chopping it up. We just chopping it
Yeah,
up.
but that touch on it, because how many times we do that today? We say the same stuff, bro. Like, just say, I got a daughter. I hope and pray that I don't be like this, because sometimes we get older, and that's how we have a tendency. We start looking at, people like, what do they have to offer? Even though this person might love this person, and it's good to give advice, but sometimes we hard on that type of stuff. Hey, they ain't got the type of money we got. He ain't come from my background, or she ain't come from the background. I don't think you should marry them or be with them. And that makes the relationship much harder. But it's kind of hitting on the same stuff we talking about, bro, because they don't believe, or they might not dress a certain way, that we dress. Everybody don't wear suits and ties.
Right.
But they don't define who this person is. So
Who defines right or wrong, man? I mean,
right.
that's the thing.
We're not even able to express ourselves, and we put people down who are not like us. But again, these clothes have nothing to do, or this culture. At the end of the day, we are more alike than we different. If we break it down, bro.
Very true. Very true. The sooner we learn that concept, the better we'll be as a society in dealing with one another. And then also, again, we can respectively disagree with one another without having to put the other person down or without having to make anyone feel a certain way. That is the reason why
Right.
I gave that public service announcement, if you will, a disclaimer at the
Yes,
beginning
sir.
of the show, because I don't want to make anyone feel a certain way, saying that I'm making them feel a certain way about something that's near and dear to them. You know, do what you feel helps you get through your day. You know,
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I don't have a place to place you in once you pass this side of it. Because guess what? I'm guessing just like you. I don't know. I don't know, just like you don't know.
Right.
We can assume, we can hope that we're doing the right things, whatever we're doing, but I don't know. And so we just have to be able to come together and just understand that, you know, we say agree to disagree, if you will, and just,
Right.
as you say, live in harmony with one another while we can, because at the end of the day, that clock is going to stop. And so what you're doing
Right.
every single day will be, I think, will be a summary of that. What would people say about you? What kind of life would you live? What kind of contribution have you made? Has it just been argumentative? Has it just been, I have to be right, I have to have the last word? Or has it been, well, you know what? I didn't fully understand it just like they didn't either, but we lived together in harmony as we all tried to figure it out.
Now, I want to say this. I agree with you, bro. Now, they just had a kind of a tragedy that happened today at that Ben Tubb Hospital.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
This man was shooting. But let's look at the bigger picture, because this is kind of what we're hitting on. You know, in a time like that, you ain't worrying about who Christian, Muslim, who black and white. Everybody trying to run for safety. Think
Because
about
they're shooting.
that.
Common denominator is a
Right.
bullet.
Right. You ain't worried about none of that.
No, sir.
Right? You worried about trying to, then, in a sense, you trying to really help each other if you can to shelter.
Exactly.
You know, when you think about
It's a
Katrina,
common enemy.
when you think about the Twin Towers, right? You trying to, so God has a way, you know. I know different people might not believe in God, higher power. It's just, you know, me talking.
Yes, sir.
You know, to me, God has this way of showing us through what we call tragedy, to show us what's more important. You don't care nothing about none of that. The different things you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You come together as mankind. So this is a sign to, like, basically what we're talking about. So can we do that without tragedy? You know what I mean? It makes sense to me to do it without tragedy. You know?
Hand clap, brother.
Yeah.
Give you the hand clap. You earned the hand clap. You earned the hand clap.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. And when you sit back and you think about it, really, really, Sheldon, you know, when you live like that, bro, you're not really going to have peace. You're not really going to have true peace in your life, because, you know, because all the time you're going to be pointing a finger and judging. They are not like us. You know, putting yourself on a pedestal. You making yourself an idol, so to speak. You know,
Right.
You're going to constantly, you know, they are wrong and we are right. Us against them versus, I told somebody the other day, well, it was something on Facebook, and it said, like, who you know, be down with if they were still living. Malcolm versus, what's the other brother name? Not Malcolm versus Morton, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There was another brother, too. And I said, I'll be
Marcus
down with
Garvey?
both of them.
I think it was Marcus.
Yeah,
Garvey.
I think it was Marcus Garvey. Yeah, Marcus Garvey. I'm like, I'm down with both of them. Why do we do this versus stuff all the time? You know, it's always a
divide and conquer,
you know?
my brother.
Right.
It's the oldest trick in the book, and it still works. And it's working to perfection. And
Right.
why would I need to change my concept, my way of winning, and the old thing is still working? I don't never have to change out my quarterback. This cat throws a touchdown every time. I don't never have to change the playbook. They already know what time it is. So divide and conquer works so well, and they've been taught so well. I mean, it worked just for so long. Divide and conquer.
Right.
And then also hinder information, right? And then distort information.
Right.
Then you got yourself a melting pot of what you see right now. Chaos, confusion.
Right.
And when you find out information, you get pissed off. I know I do. I get pissed off when I find out I've been lied to. I say, oh my gosh.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I've been freaking lied to. It pisses me off because but it's not the people that taught you fault, or because they were taught a certain thing. And it's not those. So again, you just have to be able to grab knowledge beyond what you're taught and what you're told. And if something is telling you and you're getting a certain nudge, hey, respond to that. Act on that. That's there for a reason.
Right. I mean, and this is Black History Month. I wanted to say this.
For a couple of more days anyway.
Right. You're right.
Shortest month. Shortest month. Yeah, I said it. Shortest month. Now they say it because NAACP was founded in February, and that's what they want to do. It
Right.
don't matter. Shortest
Right.
month. Couldn't get 31
Right.
days. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I went on a rant. Go ahead.
No, that's right. I wanted to say this. You know, it wasn't until I got to prison that I started reading history. I like history. I love history. I always
Yes,
kind of liked it, but I didn't know the other parts about our history, like Black history.
You wasn't supposed
to.
to.
Right, exactly. So it made me mad. Like you said, it made me mad. And then after that stage, it made me aware, stuff like that. So it's all about a control thing, though. Again, kind of
Yes.
what we was touching on earlier. When you call, I heard about professors doing this, bro, in college, calling people religion stupid and stuff like
Most
that.
of college professors are atheists.
Right. But, a lot of them was calling these people stupid. It was like different people of faith, okay? So some people are anti-religion, or they all the way black conscious, anti-religion. It's like they extreme in one way. I got to be all the way this. But no, you got to be all the way that, a little this, a little that, you don't got to be all the way one way. That's extreme. And when you're extreme in anything, you're not going to be able to continue in it. You're going to break, you're going to snap because you're going against your nature, And I say nature teaches us, bro. All we got to do is look at nature. We ain't got to look at scripture all the time. Look at nature, trees. Look at ants, how they work together. Just look around you, and you can understand that we all one with the universe.
Bruh.
But we have been conditioned and taught that the macro and the micro, that we are separate. Yeah, we're separate in a sense, but in the big scheme of things, we're one, bro. Because all this stuff was one together. Even they believe in the Big Bang Theory. They say this stuff is all one together. But separate don't always mean that you're not uniting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't have to isolate yourself. Separate doesn't mean you have to isolate it. But again, though, man, that's a part of the bigger scheme, though, and that's why you have that the division the way that you have, because you think about it, if everybody got along and everything was harmonious, there wouldn't be nothing to talk about. There wouldn't be any negativity to feed upon. So there's so many people that are benefit from the negativity, from the division, from the every Sunday, every Saturday, when people they go to believe their way, and they look at you as crazy if you don't believe it that particular way, and they're locked into that. And so that's what you have. And so I just implore people to don't make it argumentative, don't make it a debate, don't look at them crazy because they saying something that you don't necessarily agree with. They just may have some knowledge about something that you don't know, because you're so locked in what you locked into, you won't let anything else in. You won't allow anything else to come in. And so your level of information is on a narrow view. It's on a narrow scale. There's nothing wrong with knowing more stuff. And I think sometimes that's what people limit themselves. And you say and become short-sighted and tunnel vision because this is all I know, and how dare you challenge this? I'm not challenging you. I'm just challenging the lack of information that you may have, and based upon, look at this. This is what this said. Now and again, anything is written. That person that's written that down, they have a slant. They have an idea why they wrote that. They have an agenda as well. So everybody has an agenda. So that's why I always say, turn everything off and just listen. You'd be amazed what you can hear when you do that. Just turn everything off, and I say this all the time. This is a habit of mine. I turn all that stuff off. I don't need nobody telling me nothing all the time. Just turn it off and just listen.
Right.
Just get to a quiet spot, and you will get clarity.
A question, I don't want to, like you said, and when you think about it, bro, history shows us that people who came up with different ideas and inventions and everything, they went against the social norms. Not that I'm fighting against it like y'all all bad and wrong, but I have my own mind.
Yeah.
That's how Albert Einstein came up with E equals MC squared. He thought outside the box. That's how, Microsoft and all this stuff came up. When they said Silicon Valley, these are the people who were in these big corporations and saying, let's do things innovative. And the people didn't want to do it. No, we're going to stick to what we've been doing, We don't want to grow. We're gonna stick to the formula we've
Sometimes
been
change
doing.
is scary. Sometimes change is
Right.
scary, and people don't
That's
really
exactly
like change.
what it is.
And
But guess
people
what?
don't really like
If you
change.
never, some people got phobias of flying. I have